Hello and thanks for clicking on this video. Today we're going to look at portable apps and how to get them up and running. So what is a portable app, you might ask? Put simply, instead of installing software onto your computer, you install it onto a removable drive like a USB stick. So what's the advantage of doing this? Well, consider being able to carry some of your favourite programs around with you in your pocket and then run them on almost any computer you have access to, all without the need to install them all over again. If this sounds as though it could be useful to you, stick around. Right, so first things first, we're going to need some software to allow us to do this, and that is the Portable Apps platform. So if we open our web browser and we're going to search for Portable Apps, and the website is this one here, portableapps.com. So click on that, and if we go here to the download now button, free, and if we look on this download page, if I just scroll down a little bit, you'll actually see that the app is free and open source. It's licensed under the GPL, which is brilliant. We can see also that it works, it's cross-platform, so it works on Windows, Mac and Linux. Unfortunately it isn't natively supported on all those platforms. To use it on Linux, you need to use the Wine software to give it a compatibility layer, and to use it on Mac you need to use Crossover or some of these other software solutions that are mentioned here, but at least it will run. So if we click the download here button, the download from portableapps.com, and that should begin hopefully the download. Okay, there we go. Let's just have a quick look on the About tab while that's doing that, and we can see, as I just mentioned, it states here that the software, if I just grab my pen, turn that on, if I just highlight this section here, we can see that the software, as it says, is fully open source and free. And not only will it work on an internal or external drive or any portable storage device like a USB flash drive, which is what we're going to be doing in this video, or it'll also work on a memory card or a portable hard drive, obviously to allow you to move it between PCs, but it will also work on any synced cloud folder, so even Dropbox or Google Drive, etc. So it's quite a versatile solution, and you'll see all of the potential that offers as we go through the course of this video. Now there's lots of extra information and help available on the website, so feel free to browse the tabs across the top here. You can look at things like the apps that are available on the platform. There's a forum section where you could sign up and then post in the discussions. There's a support section which even has a live chat built into it, so there's no shortage really of places to go to find out more about portable apps and how it all works within the website if you get stuck. So you can close your browser, and if we go to File Explorer and look in our downloads, we can see there's the Portable Apps package that we downloaded, which in itself is a pretty small file. So let's begin by installing Portable Apps onto a USB drive. So I'm going to put a USB stick into my computer, and there we go. So you can see it's popped up as the USB E drive. Now I've deliberately left a folder on this memory stick which I've just called my existing stuff, and the reason for that is I want to show you that when you install Portable Apps it won't actually overwrite anything that's already on the memory stick. Now that said, I would still recommend dedicating a USB stick to this task. So in other words, having a USB stick that you just use for the Portable Apps platform and for nothing else. And hopefully as we go through this video it'll become more evident as to why that's the case. So let's close the USB File Explorer window, and we're now ready to start the installation process. Okay, so we can come back to the installer that we downloaded before and double click on it to run, and the first step is to choose the language. So English is good for me, so click OK, and then I can click next to get into the installation wizard. And the first step is to agree to the license terms, which, as I said before, it's open source, so I can agree to that. And then we've got the option of choosing the install type, which by default it's selected new install, because obviously I've not put this on the memory stick before, so we can leave it on that and click next. And then by default it's picking up portable as the option, so to install to a portable device, in our case a USB stick. Now you could choose the cloud option if you wanted to put it on a cloud sync folder like I mentioned earlier, or there are other local installation options there that are available as well, but for our purposes and for the purposes of this video, I'm going to leave it on portable and click next. And then it's automatically detected my USB stick on the E drive. If it hadn't, or if I had more than one stick and I needed to pick which one, I can select custom location, but for the purposes of what we're doing here, it's found the stick, and that's good, so we can click next. And now it's telling us what we're doing, so it's going to put it on that USB drive, and it's telling us to click the install button to begin the installation. So let's do that, and the progress bar is going to work its way across. If we click show details, you can see all of those files being extracted, because although it's quite a small program, bear in mind this is the entire Portable Apps platform, so there's a lot of configuration and various files required there that it's putting onto our USB stick ready. And there you go. So it's at the end of the wizard. It's ticked by default to run the Portable Apps platform, which is good. We can do that now, and you can click finish to get started. There we go. So as you can see, it's popped up this menu on the right, which we can leave that alone for now. We've also got this about dialog box with tabs, which we'll have a look at that a little bit later. And you can see at the front of the screen it's checking for apps in the portable app directory. So it's currently communicating with the portable app servers to see what software is available. So we'll just give it a moment. In fact, I'll pause the video and I'll come back when it's ready. Right, so the portable apps directory has loaded. If we just close our downloads file explorer folder, because we've finished with that now, and we can have a proper look at this portable apps directory. In here we've got a full list of all of the software that is available to add to our Portable Apps platform. As you can see, they are grouped by category. So if I grab hold of the slider here, we can see we've got things like development, education, games, graphics and pictures, internet. The list goes on. There's a lot of software in there, and it's all completely free. So I suggest that you peruse it at your leisure and spend time, particularly if there's some titles you're not aware of, getting to know what they are and what might appeal and what might be of use to you. Now, there's no need to install it all in one go. In fact, I would suggest that you don't do that, because we're installing to a USB stick. Obviously it's not going to be as fast as your internal hard drive. So I would suggest installing a few packages at a time. So that's what I'm going to do for demonstration purposes for this video. I'm going to show you how to install a few of the packages. So what I'll do is I'll work my way down the list, and we'll just put on some pieces of software that could be quite useful. So let's have a look what we've got. So I'm going to, all you need to do is tick the box next to the one you want. So I'm going to tick GIMP, which if you're not already aware, that's a great Photoshop alternative. So I'm going to put that on there. Under Internet, I'm going to put on Google Chrome because it can be quite handy having a portable web browser in your pocket on your USB stick that you can carry around with you. So we'll have that as well. If we continue to scroll down under music and video, there's VLC, so the media player. So that'll basically play anything that you throw at it. So we'll tick that one as well to pop it onto our collection. Under Office, we've got the LibreOffice suite. So that's again, if you're not already aware, it's a free compatible alternative to Microsoft Office. So that will handle all of your documents and your spreadsheets and all of that sort of good stuff. So you'll see on here there's actually two versions of that, LibreOffice and LibreOffice Still. The Still is basically the last stable version. The LibreOffice on its own is the latest version, so it might not be quite as stable, but I'm going to go with that anyway because you don't usually have any problems and it's that little bit more up to date. So I'm going to put that on there, and if I keep scrolling down, we'll grab under utilities, we'll have 7-zip because that's a nice little utility for compressing and zipping files, and I think that'll probably do us just for the purpose of this video. And once you've selected the titles that you want, in fact just before we click next, as I say, don't worry about putting everything on now because it's very easy. Once we've put these bits of software on, I'll show you a little bit later how we get back to this software installation screen, the portable app directory. So you can, moving forwards, you can add and remove titles from your portable apps platform however you wish, so it's very easy to do. So just tick the boxes you want for now. As I say, don't go too mad, just keep it down to a sensible little group, and then when you've got the ones you want to initially try, click the next button. And what will happen now in a moment is it will go out, there we go, and it'll download each of those packages. So that was very quick, the 7-zip one. We're now on to GIMP, which I suspect will slow it down a little bit because that's a full photo editor, so it's obviously quite a bit bigger. So as you can see, it's downloading package 2 of 5, and so it'll work its way through downloading each of those and then it'll start installing them. So I'll just pause the video and I'll come back when the process gets a little bit further through. Okay, so we've just reached the point where it's began installing package 1, which is 7-zip of the 5. So as you can see, the bar is crossing the screen for the installation process, which, and in fact if you look over to that menu on the right, you can see it's 7-zip is now installed and it's already appeared in the menu, and on the installer we can also see that it's moved on to the second package, which is GIMP. So obviously again this one's a bit bigger, so it's going to take longer to install. So I'll pause the video and come back in a little bit. Right, we've reached a point in the installation where a dialog box has popped up, this one for Google Chrome. Now, dialog boxes don't pop up for every bit of software that you install into your portable apps platform, but just be aware to keep an eye out during the installation process if there are any things that you need to click or agree to. So for this one I'm just going to say agree, and as we can see now it's continuing on the installation process, putting Google Chrome onto our USB stick. So I'll pause the video again and come back in just a moment when hopefully it's complete. And that's it. As you can see, it's now finished installing those apps into the portable apps platform. So with that done, we can click the finish button and we can close that box as well for now. So it's created this menu for us on the right hand side, and we can see that it's got the programs that we asked it to install in the menu. Now we'll take a bit more of a closer look at that in a moment, but first I'm just going to come out of it so I can show you how it works from when you first launch the software, when you put it into a computer. So let's first close this out of the way. And you can see it's brought up this dialog box. This is because it's the first time we've closed the software since we installed it, and it's asking us if we would like to automatically close the portable apps when exiting the platform, which obviously that's a good idea, because when you've finished using it, really you want it to close the apps. So I would suggest that on that one you click yes. Right, so to get started, obviously you'll have put the USB memory stick into your computer. In our case, we haven't taken it out yet since the installation, but the process is the same. It's in there ready and waiting. So let's open File Explorer, go to our USB drive, and you can see that it's created these extra files and folders on here for us. Now I'll talk a bit more about the portable apps and the documents later, but first what we need right now is this start one. So whenever you want to launch the portable apps platform, after you've inserted your USB stick into your computer, you come into here and you just double click start to run it, and we can close File Explorer now. So you can see we've got two places along the taskbar where it's got the portable apps platform. So we've got here where I'm hovering my mouse is one of them, and we've also got here on the right hand side is another. So what we've got is this is effectively a start menu for the portable apps platform. So you can think of it as just as we have on Windows, we have, if I click over here, we've got the Windows start menu. Now if I click one of these, we can also open the portable apps start menu. So obviously this is just your portable apps programs that you're carrying around from computer to computer. So as you can see, we've got the list of the programs that we asked it to install. So we've got 7-zip, we've got GIMP, we've got Google Chrome, we've got LibreOffice, and we've got VLC. Now if I click all portable apps down here, it will actually show us those categories that we saw earlier when we chose what software we wanted. So if I was to click one of these, you can actually see the software within its category. So when you haven't got many portable apps on there, you can probably get away with just using this main menu, but as you build up your collection you might have loads, so it's quite handy to be able to come into here and choose the category that you want. So say music and video, and we've got our VLC player, so it's a lot faster way to find them. And we can easily toggle between the two menu layouts down here at the bottom with the all portable apps to get into the categories, or the back to get into the complete list. So just toggle back and forth to suit your needs. Okay, so that's great that we've got the start menu with those programs in there that we can launch from here directly from our USB stick. But where portable apps really shines is, you may have noticed on this start menu, we've got these folders here on the right hand side. So we've got documents, music, pictures, videos, and explore. Now if I was to click explore, that takes us straight back to our USB stick, and it's got those folders that I mentioned a moment ago. So the documents one, if we have a look in there, has got music, pictures and videos, and if we come back over here to the start menu, you can see that we've got those music, pictures and videos files as well as the documents folder itself. So those directly link into these folders on your USB stick. So what that allows us to do is, when we're out and about on another computer using these programs, we can actually save any files that we create using the software into these relevant folders on our USB stick. So it effectively keeps it all as one self-contained unit. So this is really good, because not only are you then carrying your favorite programs around with you, you've also got the documents that you've created with them as well right here all nicely and easily accessible from the Portable Apps Start menu. So let's quickly demonstrate what I mean by that. So let's say we launch the word processor LibreOffice Writer, so click there and just wait for the software to load. Here we go. So you can see the difference straight away. It's the portable LibreOffice version on the splash screen as it loads. And there we go. So obviously, as with LibreOffice normal, it's launching the first time and it's asking if we want the tips on startup. So I don't particularly, so I can come in here, untick that and click OK. Right, I don't want to learn what's new, so I can click on the cross up here and close that. So let's just quickly type, this is my first document. Okay, and we can go to File and Save As, and you can see it's straight away brought us into the USB stick Documents, which is where I want to put this one. Obviously, if it was a music program or pictures or videos, I could put it in the correct subfolder to keep things nicely neat and organized, but I just want this in Documents because it's a writer document. So I'll click Save. Okay, so let's close out of there. Now if we click to open the Portable Apps Start menu again and go to our Documents, you'll now see, oh, I didn't give it a meaningful name, so it's just called itself Untitled 1, but on the Save As you could have called that whatever you like. But as you can see, we've got the Untitled 1 document I just created there in our USB documents. So if I click on that, and there you go, it's now opened in LibreOffice Writer and it says this is my first document. So it's all there nicely saved on our Portable Apps USB stick. Okay, let's close the File Explorer and come back to the Portable Apps Start menu, and we'll just have a quick look at what else we've got here. So we've got a backup option, so if I click that, we can back up files or restore from a backup. So if I click Backup Files, you've got a nice wizard here that will actually allow you to back up your Portable Apps collection. So if you've been using this for quite a while and you've got it set up how you want it, it might be handy to go through this wizard and save things. Like as you can see here, you've got the option to save the complete everything off the portable drive, or you can just save your app data for your settings, or you can just save your documents and then you choose where you want to save them. So this is very handy if you're using the system for a long amount of time and you've got it all exactly how you want it and you don't want to lose everything. So it's got this nice option within it to back up all of your programs, settings and files. So let's just cancel out of that and come back to the Start menu again, and obviously if you'd done that and saved it somewhere safe, you could then restore from that backup by clicking on there and running through the restoration wizard to locate your backup file and bring everything back. So that's a really nice option that's built into the platform. Right, next down the list we've got apps, which if we click on that, you'll remember earlier I talked about not needing to put all of your apps on in one go, and that's because we have complete control over our apps from this menu. So the top option, we can check for updates to the software, and below that we've got the option, which is the one that we're going to be interested in getting more apps. So you can search by category, by title, for new releases or recently updated. So let's have a look by category, and obviously that's going to go and communicate with the Portable Apps servers and pull in the information. So that brings us back to our Portable App directory, and again if we scroll down here and look under the categories, so let's find our graphics one, and you can see that anything that we've already installed, such as GIMP, has now disappeared from the list, but we can go down and if we wanted to check some more boxes to install some more software packages. We can do that, and then as we went through before, clicking next and letting them install. Let's just cancel out of that for a moment, come back to the start menu and back to apps again, click on that, get more apps. So by title, again, it'll go out and communicate with the platform. So we're back in the portable app directory, but you notice here, because I searched by title and not by category, it literally has got all of the software organized alphabetically, so it's no longer in categories, it's just alphabetical. So let's cancel out of that one, come back to the start menu, back to apps, get more apps, and we can click new releases, and again it'll go out and check for what's there. Right, so back in the portable app directory again, but this time you can see they're ordered on the right hand side by release date, because we searched for the newest releases. Now, I didn't mention before, but this is a column or a couple of columns worth keeping an eye on. When you're thinking about downloading and installing software to your USB stick, this download column will tell you obviously the file, the size of the package that you're going to download. So in the case of the OpenShot video editor, it's 173 megabytes in download size, but then even more useful is the install size. So in this case for OpenShot, it's 751 megabytes. So that's the amount of space it's going to take up on your USB stick, which is handy to know, particularly if you're doing this on a smaller USB stick. So let's cancel out of that. And just before I go back into apps, while we're on the subject of file sizes, if you look down here at the bottom of the portable apps start menu, there's this handy information about the free space on your USB stick. So we can see here the shaded area is the amount proportionally of the total that we've used up of the stick, but it actually tells us also that in my case at the moment I've got 26.4 gigabytes free of 28.6 gigabytes total. So that's handy information to keep an eye on there to see how full your USB stick is becoming as you use this platform over time. Okay, so if we click back into apps and get more apps, and you've also got the final option there of recently updated, so this will pull in and find any apps that have been recently updated. And there we go. So now in the portable app directory, they're ordered in terms of when they were updated. So you can see here the dates as to when that happened. Right, let's cancel out of that, come back to our portable apps menu, back into apps, and so we've covered the options in how to get more apps. We've now got an option down here, install a new app. So this is a manual method of doing it. If you were to click that, you can actually download individual apps from the portable apps website and bring them in manually. I think it's easier to do it through the methods that we've gone through already, but this option does exist if you want to bring in manually an individual portable apps app. Okay, let's cancel out of that one. Next up, we've got the options button. So when that launches this dialog box, we've got tabs all along here. So we've got the general tab where we can change display options like using large fonts, for example. We've got the organization tab, which basically allows us to choose how the apps are laid out on the start menu. We've got themes, so by default it's on default light, but you could change it to a dark theme if that's what you prefer. We've got a connection tab, which is probably best just to leave that on the default automatic. There's an update tab, which is check for updates on platform startup, which again is probably advisable to leave that alone. You've got an app store tab, which if you were only interested in open source apps, you could tick this box here, otherwise you can leave that alone. And then there's quite a few advanced options, which unless you know what you're doing, it's probably best to leave those alone. So let's come out of that. The next one down the list is search. So we've got various search options in here. Search installed apps, which is effectively the same as just coming into this box here and typing for an app that you're looking for on your USB stick. So if I was looking for GIMP and it didn't appear in the list, I could type it in here, and then that will narrow it down and bring up the program ready to launch. Also, you can search this drive, which is your USB stick. You can search the computer. You can even search the web. So they're your search options. And then lastly, on the right hand side, we've got the help option. So we can go to support, we can make a donation because this is free software. We can again check for updates, check the drive for errors if it's causing problems. We can go to social media to look at the Portable Apps social media pages, and then last up here we could click about, which this brings us to that box that appeared during the installation phase, which this tells us about the version we're running, so 16.1.1 on the about, so the platform tab. We can look at what's new in this latest release of the Portable Apps platform, what's been fixed, what's been changed, what's been updated. We can look at the sponsors of the project, and we can even look, this is quite nice and handy, we can look at the apps that we've currently got installed on our Portable Apps platform. So there's a nice list here, so we can OK that to come out of there. So we've talked about quite a few options for installing software, so adding to our Portable Apps collection, but we haven't yet mentioned about removing software, because there may come a time that there's something on there that you no longer want or need. So to do that, if we look at the list of programs we've got here, and let's say I no longer wanted 7-zip, I would right click on it and we get this whole new context menu, and right at the bottom here we've got the option to uninstall. So if I click on that, and then it's going to warn us that we're about to uninstall it, so I'll say OK, and as we can see it's now going through the uninstallation process. And there you go, nice and quick like that, although that was a fairly small app anyway. But it's gone, it's disappeared, it's been removed from the program list. Okay, let's have a closer look at some of those options on that right click menu, because there's quite a few. So if I choose a program and right click on it, we can obviously run it. So instead of doing the usual left click, we can run. Some programs like to or need to be run as administrator occasionally, so we've got the option to do that here. We've got help. If we click that, that'll take us to the Portable Apps website, and there's a help section, so you can pick your language and go to the help documentation on the website. So if I come out of that and go back to our right click menu, let's right click on a package again, we can go to a website link. So I've just right clicked on LibreOffice for a website link, so it's going to take us, it goes to the Portable Apps website, but it gives you a lot more information about that particular portable app package, so you can check that out on their site. So let's come out of that one and go back to the right click menu again, and then we've got category option. So it's telling us which category it's in, so it's in Office, but if I was to click, say, accessibility, and then if I have a look here on the section we talked about earlier, I can now see that I've moved it from the Office into an accessibility category. So you probably wouldn't want to do that, but if you wanted to put it in a different category, let's just put it back where it was, so category and Office. There's the option to do that. You can rename the package, which again you probably wouldn't need to, but you could give it a different name if you wanted to. You can refresh the package list. You can explore here. So if we click that one, I'm on LibreOffice. What that actually does is takes us to the location of the software on our USB stick. So that's what actually that other folder is on our USB stick. We've already looked in the Documents one. The other folder it added was the Portable Apps, which if we have a quick look in there, you can see this has got the packages that we've installed. So this is where it puts all of the program data and information, so it's in these folders. So that's how you quickly get to them from the Portable Apps start menu. If we bring it back up again and right click, we can hide a program from the menu. We can show hidden icons, the ones that we've hidden from view. We can make it a favourite, so that could be a good option. So let's have a quick look at that. Let's click favourite, and now it's put the favourite at the top and put an underline under it. So let's say we made GIMP a favourite as well. You see they're both going to stay at the top now, so obviously it makes no difference to our groups, our categories, but on this full program list you can effectively pin the apps you use the most at the top by making them favourites. So that's a nice handy option. So that's there. You can choose to start a piece of software automatically. So in other words, when you launch the Portable Apps platform from your USB stick, you could have some of the software launching automatically when you did so, rather than having to come in and launch it manually. Or obviously we've already looked at the uninstall option, so let's click out of that. Right, so that's about it. We already looked at using the cross to close the software. Now if you've finished completely, there's this even better option here. You've got an eject button. Now what that's going to do is completely eject the USB stick from the computer. I don't mean physically shoot the device out of your computer, obviously. It's just going to, it's basically like the safe removal option in Windows. It's going to allow you, once you've done that, it'll make sure that all of the software is closed down properly and nothing's left open, and it's not going to cause any corruption on your USB stick. So when you've finished using the Portable Apps platform, if you click this button here like I'm going to do now, and then when all of those icons disappear from the taskbar, it's now completely removed it. So if I was to check in File Explorer, you can see if I look in this PC, the USB stick is nowhere in sight. It has been safely ejected. So now I can physically remove the stick from the computer and not have any danger of it causing any problems. It's basically safe to remove. Okay, and if we close File Explorer, that's it, we're done. And that brings us to the end of this video. Hopefully you now feel confident to find your way around the Portable Apps platform and make good use of this incredibly versatile software. Putting it on a USB stick is effectively like creating your very own portable workstation, completely tailored to your personal workflow and ready to plug into almost any computer at your disposal. As always, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified when I post the next one. Until next time, take care.